Have you ever wished that your kids would beg to do science on weekends? Well, mine often do, and I know that it's because of the science curriculum that we use, which is the Elementary Science Through History series from Berean Builders. We have used this for several years in our homeschool, and we've also tried some other science curriculums, but we keep coming back to this one. So in this video, I want to show you the full lineup of everything that Berean Builders has to offer, from their Elementary Science Through History series all the way up through Discovering Design for high school. My oldest is going to be in middle school soon. I still can't believe it. And so I have been exploring the options that are available for older kids from Berean Builders. So in this video, I want to quickly show you the Elementary Science and History series that we've been using for the past several years. But then I also want to show you the Discovering Design series that is for high school kids. And I want to show you the differences between the two so that you can find the perfect curriculum for your family. So let's jump in, starting with the elementary series first. The elementary series is called Elementary Science Through History, and it is a set of 6 books, 6 years of curriculum that goes through and studies science chronologically from creation through the present. For each year of the curriculum, there's actually 2 books available. The first is the textbook, which is where the reading and all of the experiments are located. The textbook also has questions after each lesson for review for the kids. And then there is also an optional helps and hints book that you can purchase to go along with each level. And the helps and hints book has information in here. It has the answers to all of the lesson questions. And then it also has hints for some of the science experiments. The first thing that I absolutely love about all of the Berean Builders curriculum from elementary all the way through high school is the way that it is so firmly rooted and grounded in a Christian worldview. I think this is the clearest right in the beginning, in the very first book of the Elementary Science Through History series, which is Science in the Beginning, because this book is actually structured to go through the days of creation. So as students are studying science in this first year, they're studying through the days of creation in order and learning about all the things that God created. And so it just sets up really clearly the idea that when we study science, we're studying God's creation so that we can learn more about Him through the things that He created. And then each of the science books continues to learn about the scientists and about their faith and how their faith impacted the discoveries that they made and the research that they did. And so I just love that foundation for these books, and I love the way that it carries all the way through the whole series. Another thing that I absolutely love about the elementary series is the way that it presents the science topics chronologically going through history. I feel like we have studied so many different scientists and discoveries, and I love the way that it keeps moving. So maybe one day we're studying biology, and then the next day we're studying astronomy, and then the next day we might do something with chemistry, and it keeps my kids really engaged and interested to go through the process that way. I also feel like they have a really deep understanding of the process of science and scientific discovery and what it's like to be a scientist, because they've been learning about science from the perspective of all of these scientists all year long. I think my favorite part about the Elementary Science Through History series is the way that they handle experiments. So this is Science in the Industrial Age, which is the curriculum that we're working through right now. And this curriculum, along with all of the curriculum in Elementary Science Through History, has a science experiment included in every single lesson. So as you're looking through the curriculum, here is the lesson, and the science experiment is included in a blue box right here, right within the lesson itself. I love this because I don't have to go search Pinterest to try to find anything that corresponds with the lesson. It's just right there for us, ready to do. All of the science experiments also use materials that we have at home and things that are really easy to find. So the materials that are needed are listed in each lesson, and there's also a big list in the front of the book of everything that you'll need for the whole for the whole series so that you can see them at a glance. And there's also a specific list of the few that are maybe harder to find or that you might not have at home so that you can plan ahead and prepare for those. I also love that the science experiments are really easy for kids to do. I feel like sometimes I've seen science experiments from other textbooks where I have to do the experiment and my kids have to watch because it requires like unsafe things on the stove or things that would be really challenging for kids to do. But these experiments are designed so that kids can actually do them. And my kids really enjoy participating in science in this way. We've done some really memorable experiments together, and my kids still talk about experiments that we've done even years before. And so I love that they're really learning science and really getting excited about it through the experiments that we're doing in these books. Okay, so let's talk about the high school curriculum now, which is the Discovering Design series, and some of the similarities and differences between that and the elementary curriculum. So first of all, the high school series also comes with 2 books per level. So it comes with a textbook. This is the textbook for Discovering Design with Earth Science, which is the first of the high school level. And you can see right away, this is a pretty thick textbook. So here's Discovering Design with Earth Science, and here is the elementary science in the beginning. So there's a lot of reading in this level. And it also comes with an answer key and tests book. So this is the supplement for Discovering Design with Earth Science. And in here you have the answers for the chapter review, which is a new section in this book. There's a comprehensive list of questions at the end of each chapter, and the answers to the chapter review are located in this guide. And then there is also a test for each chapter here that's included, and then answers to the test as well. So this is Discovering Design with Earth Science, which is the first book in the high school level curriculum. Let's look inside and see what's the same and what's different than the elementary series. So the first thing that you'll notice even before you look inside is how much thicker and longer this book is compared to the elementary series. There is a lot more reading in the high school level because it goes into the topics in a lot more depth. Starts with a table of contents and talks about the different chapters. This book is organized into chapters and topics, so kids are doing a much deeper dive into each subject rather than skipping around following the course of history. So that's great for older kids because they're going to get much more in depth on each of the topics that they're studying. So then it goes right into the chapters, and each chapter is longer, will take multiple days to complete. The chapters still have comprehension questions, just like in the elementary levels, and there is an answer key for the comprehension questions at the end of each chapter. There are also still experiments in the lessons, just like there were in the elementary series, and I love that the experiments have all of the same things that I have come to love from the elementary series. They still use common household items. They still are easy for kids to be able to do independently and be able to complete the steps themselves, and they still are really practical to be able to do at home. So even with the high school series, we're not finding our own experiments, which is awesome. So again, just a lot more depth here as kids are learning the math behind some of the subjects that they've been studying, some of the concepts that they learned in elementary. Now they're going into the math formulas for things. Examples are included here, just a lot more depth, more comprehension questions. We're still in chapter 1 here. And chapter 1 actually is one of the shorter chapters in this book. So just lots of depth and really understanding science at a deep level. So I feel like this would be a good science curriculum even for my child who loves science and wants to go into a science related field. I feel like he's still going to be learning enough here to be able to really have a rigorous science education. So here's the end of chapter 1. The answers to the comprehension questions are included here. and so that kids can check their work. And then there is a chapter review as well with even more questions that are comprehensive through the whole chapter. And the answers to that chapter review are included in that supplemental answer key and tests book. As my kids get older, I'm so excited to see the way that Berean Builders has created curriculum that will grow with them from elementary all the way through high school. And I'm really excited to get started with the Discovering Design series in our homeschool. I'm going to put links in the description of this video so that you can see all of the resources that I talked about today and grab the perfect homeschool science curriculum for your family.